And we're back. We are playing Shadowdark solo plays today. We last left our heroes in the Eastern Mine. They have had a terrible experience. We've lost multiple characters in here to these giant spiders that have infested the mine. Our heroes are currently hiding down here as Renus, our priest, has healed up and he is no longer poisoned and able to adventure further. And we had a lot of combat. It's been exciting. We are going to level up our guys on screen here because a part of the fun of Shadowdark, in my opinion, is leveling up, and I want to share that with you guys. So Elgin, he got 18 experience points, and so he is more than leveled up, but he only got to level 2. And with level 2, you don't get to roll on the talent table again, but we will roll the HP again. And since he is a dwarf fighter, we are going to be rolling our hit points with advantage. So he's a D8, and so we're going to roll 2d8 and take the higher number because that's how you do it in Shadowdark. Here we go. All right, we'll take that 6. 6 is definitely the number that we want here. So after level 1, you actually don't add the Constitution modifier if you had one, but he doesn't have one anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we're just going to add the 6 to his total of 9 and give him a nice 15. Zaphiel had 1 XP, gets another 18. He did lose Burning Hands last session, and since we are still in the same day, he hasn't recovered it yet. But if we find even one piece of treasure, he's going to level up in mid-session, which will be really exciting. I think I'm going to start doing that just because it's fun to see it on camera. Leveling up OSE characters is pretty boring. You're just changing attack matrices and adding maybe a couple hit points. This, you get to roll on talent tables. That's cool. Gina, she had 1 extra XP, or maybe 2, yeah, than the others. So she is actually going to level up. She's going to hit level 3 and go to 1 XP out of 30. And that is a roll on the talent table. Let's do the HP real quick. Gina is a 6 hit die class. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty typical. Just 1. So she's at 5 currently of her maximum 9. Okay, and now we're gonna roll her level 3 talent. You can roll 2d6 and then you just consult the chart to determine what extra benefits she gets at level 3. 5 gives us a +1 to melee or ranged attacks. Okay. Well, melee is definitely not Gina's forte because Gina has a -2, but her ranged attacks aren't so bad actually. And we already have another +1 to range attacks, so it's actually now we're at a +2. We've rolled this before. She was a human, so she already had 2 rolls. Okay. So now we've actually got a +3 on the crossbow. So we have a pretty solid ranged option with Gina. We don't always have to go with spells. And Gina did lose her Cure Wounds last session, so she won't even be healing anyway. So I think it might just be a good idea to start popping them off. Holy Weapon, and then pop off those crossbow bolts. She can't move when she fires her crossbow in the same round, so she needs to be pretty far back. Next, we have Little Orphan, the Barbarian Annie. Won't be leveling up at 19 out of 20. So again, just even 1 treasure, we're good to go. And Renus does not get near as much XP as everyone else. Renus was unconscious through most of the battles, but Renus was involved with 4 XP of what was recovered last session, so 6 out of 20. Okay, I think that aside, we are ready to roll. All right, we're gonna start our adventures down here where we left off. We still have like 4 or 5 torches, so we're doing okay with that. We're gonna take 2 turns to get to this point here. We're gonna move back up north and we're gonna check out and explore room number 3. Here we just have a clear, empty room. We can see that there are some construction pillars that are supporting this space, and if there's any combat in here, we might accidentally damage them. But aside from that, everything's okay. So we're just going to continue moving north, and so we can move 6 squares per turn. We've already used 2 turns of our 10-turn torch. Try to say that 3 times fast. 2 more turns gets us up to here. There are 5 Sturges here. They're waiting for us. So maybe they're sucking on the blood of one of those merchant traders that we encountered the day before over here. Maybe they like found a victim and they're just like, you know, just drinking away. So what Solodark and Shadowdark core rules have is this encounter table where you roll the reaction of the monster to see if it's hostile to you or to see what it is that it's doing. So let's find out, what are these Sturges doing in this room? Now this is in pencil, I realize, and it might not be very easy for you all to see, but I think that it's important for us to go through these steps just so when you're doing this at home, you have a little bit of inspiration on how you can run these things, and maybe you can learn something about how the procedure of this works. So first we're gonna roll their reaction to see how do these Sturges, they're actually called sting bats in this system, how do they feel about us? 9. 9 gives us that they're pretty neutral to us. Now, let's roll 2d6 again to see what it is that they're doing. 4. 4 tells us that they are hunting. Okay, so now see, we've developed a story. They're neutral to us. They're kind of, they're not like super aggressive or anything, but they are looking for food. And since we rolled a neutral effect, but an aggressive activity, they want to eat us. They are hunting. That's the story now. That's how we do this. And it's so much more gratifying when the dice surprise you. And now we know what's going to happen. And as a dungeon master, I was reading on X how people feel reservations about solo play because they're thinking, well, what if I just cheat myself or if I go too easy on myself? Actually, there's this, maybe it was this video from this guy named TTRP Jared. Actually, you know what? I think it was. I'm going to tag him in this video. He was talking about like the thing that's going to kill his solo play experience is that, you know, he doesn't want to go too easy or too hard on himself. And there's this reservation about that. Well, this table here has kind of coasted us. It's directed us in a way where we don't have to make the choice. Well, oh, well, these sting bats are neutral. Well, I guess they just, you know, leave us alone. Well, here we added a little bit of narrative to it, and now we have this fun experience. So, Jared, hopefully this can help you. The way it works with Solodark is roll a d20 for both sides, side initiative, and whoever has the highest modifier gets to go first, and you choose from the highest modifier amongst the monsters and the highest amongst the PCs. Annie has a very high dex bonus. Look at that, +4, yeah. +2 on the sting bats, we're ready to rock. We're gonna say that the sting bats are going to be red. Annie, of course, is purple. Let's see who goes first. Nice. Let's get these out of the way during initiative. Even with our +4, we are going to be first. All right, we're going to start with little Annie here. She is able to have advantage on things like hiding and sneaking because she is a thief. So what we're going to do is we're going to give her, we're going to roll these 2 dice again, and this will be a stealth check to see if Annie can kind of get a little hide action going before she takes her shot. I think so, yeah. So let's see. She's going to creep up in the shadows. These things are hunting around looking for food, and she's gonna... Very nice. That is a solid hit. Anytime she shoots with advantage on a surprised enemy, she's gonna get her backstab feature. So her short bow is a D4, and with a level 2, you get 1 extra backstab die plus half your level. So 3d4. we have a total of 4, 6, 7. That is enough to explode one of these hungry hunting stingbats. We have 4 more to go. Gina has a solid crossbow. She cannot move on her turn, but she is going to take a shot. She is the orange die. Natural 20. Boo, boo, boo. We have... Oh, I love exploding dice. So normally she would roll a d6 for the crossbow, which is a solid ranged attack weapon. But since it's a crit, we're going to roll 2d6. If we hit any 6s on the die, we're going to take that 6 and roll it again and add the original 6. So we're going to get just these massive numbers. Let's hope for some 6s. We didn't get any 6s, but we did get 9 damage, which is, again, enough to destroy another stingbat, a hungry hunting stingbat. Goodbye. Now, we've got Zaphael. We are moving in dexterity order, so just to keep it simple for myself, they're actually not arranged in dexterity order. Let me do that real quick. Just a quick recap here. We have Annie, Gina, Zaphael, then Elgin, and Renus. Okay. Now, we did lose Burning Hands last turn, and we don't want these things to take a turn. So we're going to go for a sleep spell, which we still have. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. +3 on the spell check. Let's go for sleep. Ooh, 9. A 6 + 3 is 9. That is a failure on the sleep check, and oh, no. That's too bad, because we've lost sleep, we've lost burning hands. There are 3 enemies left. Elgin's solid, dude. He's got a +4. Let's go for that. 8 + 4. Ooh, okay. So 8 + 4 is 12, which we know is exactly the Stingbat AC. So we have a hit. It's a D8 + 1. We might just take out another one of these little turds. 4 + 1 is 5 damage. That is enough to destroy the Stingbat. We have 2 left, and it's Renus's turn. Come on, Renus. It's time for some action. I think we could go with a melee attack. That is a +2 in total. Let's go. 18 + 2, 20. Not natural, but definitely good enough. We have a D8 of damage, no additional modifier. Oh, only 2 damage on that one though. So we still have a couple of Stingbats up. We're gonna have to deal with them. And it's now their turn. They have 2 in melee to engage with, and then there are the 3 ranged. So I think they're gonna go for the ones who are right on top of them. Let's see what we can do. How about this? If we have even, we're gonna go for Elgin. Odd will be Renus. Okay, 1 and 1. So the green one will be against Elgin. Oh, these are just terrible rolls. That's great news. A natural 1 and an 8 + 2 is a 10. That's not enough to hit either of our team. We're gonna go back to initiative. Here we go. With turn-based initiative, you re-roll initiative every turn to generate this excitement. Are you going to go last on one turn and then first on the next turn to have 2 turns in a row? Or is it gonna go, back and forth? Let's find out. Let's see, with our +4, 13, their +2, they have 9. We are going first. Annie is exposed, no longer hidden. So this will just be a normal D20 attack. Natural 20 again. Yes! Okay, another thing I forgot to mention. Gina now has a luck token. And now Annie has a luck token. We have 2 characters with a luck token. You know how this goes, 3d4. Hey, we have a 4 here. We're gonna re-roll that one. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have enough to destroy another Stingbat. We have Gina with her crossbow. Oh, that's not so great. 6 + 2 plus 3. Oh, no, that's not going to be enough. We do need a 12 to hit. Well, now we're up to Zaphael, and Zaphael has advantage on magic missiles, so let's see if we can get a hit here. This Stingbat has already taken a little bit of damage, so... okay, we do have a success. We have an 11 plus 3 is a 14. That is more than enough for the spell check, and if we can get a 2 on this die, we're good to go. We have a 2 on the die, and that is the last of those Stingbats. Our team is about to level up again, some of them, because we will have a total... So we're using the variant rule where you get half of the XP from the monster's level. There were 5 level 1s. We're going to round down here because we did round up earlier. So 2 XP is going out. We've got a level up for Annie here, who will be at 1 out of 30 and transitioning up to level 3. 1 out of 30. Let's change this to a level 3. Oh, you know what? There's going to be a new title change too, but we can do that later. Let's do the hit points. 3 hit points. That's very nice. I think we must have gotten a 3 every time, I guess, or we have an average of 3 every time. We have 9 hit points. Let's roll 2d6 and consult the thief table to see what Annie gets. All right, we have an 8. An 8 gives us a +2 to strength, dex, or charisma. I think we're going to go with dex. Let's see what she's got. Oh, already has an 18. Okay. Well, another charisma. A charisma bonus could be useful, but sometimes we might be using that short sword that we have. So I think we're going to go here. We're going to go to a 14 with a +2 to the strength. Okay, I think we needed to make some adjustments down here, but all right, let's see. We're going to go over to Gina. She's going to get 2 XP. Now 3. Zaphael is going to go to level 3. Oh yeah. With a 2 out of 30. Let's roll up the D4 hit die. That's 2 more hit points for a total of 5. And we've got 3 total hit points right now. We are very close to dying. That's not great, but it is what it is. This is Shadowdark. We are going to add 3 here and go to 11 hit points for Elgin. He and Renus are a bit behind, but that's okay. And we're going to go to 9. There was no predetermined treasure in that room number 4, just the Stingbats, and so since it's not a random encounter, there is no 50% chance there is treasure, just nothing. But what there is, if you see this F on the map, there is a trap door leading down. Now, we've lost a lot of spells, some of our team is injured, but I think that's okay. We're going to continue on. That was 1 more turn. Well, actually, let's see, that was 2 turns of rounds. Okay, now we're going to go down. We've used up half of our torch, but that's okay. We're going to descend down, and we're going to continue exploring. After 1 turn, we do get to another door. We're going to give it a little listen to see what's on the other side. We do have advantage on this because Annie is a thief. She's built to do this sort of stuff. And we have a nice solid number. More than enough for a success. So let's hear, what does Annie find out? She hears nothing on the other side of the door. She continues to explore the space. That's 1 more turn. And you know what? We're going to say we spend another turn just exploring and looking for any kind of secret traps or treasure that was hidden away. We don't find anything, so we don't need to roll. Save us some time. We do want to continue on this way. We get to a door. And now this is when we're going to use the dice as an oracle to determine, do we want to go through this door or do we want to continue on down this tunnel? So let's go with evens, say we go through the door. Odd, we go down the tunnel. Okay, we're going to go through the door, but before we do, we're going to give it a quick listen to see Is there anything waiting for us? We have a very nice success. Even on a hard, that would be a success. And so let's see, what does Annie hear waiting for us on the other side? Oh, yes. There are 4 giant spiders. Maybe they're like making a little bit of noise as they move around inside the space, knocking stuff over. Maybe they're fighting each other for food. In fact, let's go to the Shadowdark activity to see what it is that they're up to. We will roll 2d6 to find out. 7 tells us that they are building and nesting. So they're, they're stringing up their spider webs and they are not being quiet. We are going to prepare for what's beyond the door. Maybe when we get in, we can surprise them. But for now, we just need to buff ourselves up. We don't want to go into this without being prepared. So Annie is going to use her invisibility. Gina, she should use Holy Weapon on Elgin. So let's see if she can do that. A 5 is a failed spell check. She's not going to get that. Zaphael cannot buff herself anymore. All of her spells are used. Is that right? Let's see. Protection from evil. She could do that just to see. I don't even know if these creatures are chaotic. They're probably neutral, but she'll go ahead and buff herself anyway. A 10 plus 3 is a spell success. Now we have Elgin, who will do a door smash feature. We'll put him at the end of the line because first we want to do Renus, who will have a spell check as well. I think maybe we'll give Renus a little bit more armor because Renus doesn't have great armor. So Shield of Faith. Yeah, we'll go with Shield of Faith for turn 1, just to get him up to AC 14. All right, all we need is an 11. We get that, excellent. Okay, so we have a higher AC. Now it's time for Elgin. Elgin can smash open doors with advantage because he has grit strength. Let's go. 12 would be the number. We succeed. Excellent. Okay, 13 is more than enough. We smash open the door. We rush inside. Can we surprise these guys? Because there is a chance, because our team knew they were coming, and maybe since we succeeded on opening the door, maybe we just get the drop on them. All right, we need a DC 12 for a normal success. So we have everything color coded here based upon the character sheets, so we know who succeeds and who doesn't. We have a lot of successes. Actually, everybody succeeds. Yes, everybody succeeds because Annie has a +4. So, and she would roll with advantage anyway, so everybody succeeds on a surprise round. This is perfect. This is a perfect outcome. This is exactly what we want because these giant spiders are really, really strong. They have 13 hit points. They have AC 13. They're not a joke, and they paralyze. So we want to kill as many of them as we can. First up, we have Annie, who is currently invisible. So that kind of was a wasted play, but you don't always know what's going to happen. So, all right. She would have gotten advantage anyway, being surprised with the surprise, but it is what it is. So here we go. We've got an advantaged attack. A 19 on the die is more than enough to hit. And we know how this goes. It's 3d4 of damage. Impossible to kill this thing with one shot, but we're going to do our best. All right, we have 4, that's 8, 9 damage on the first one. Very cool, very cool. Love to see it. Now we've got Gina, who's going to have advantage on her attack as well. You know what? I think she's going to choose a different one just because we can kill that last one later. All right, here we go. Nice. A different target is going to have a total of 16 to hit. That is enough to do it. We've got a d6 of orange die damage. 3 damage. Okay, so the next one is at 3. We now have Zaphael is going to take an advantaged attack. All of our dice are in here now. An advantaged attack. This will be the target of number 1, the one who only has 1 hit point left. I think we're gonna hit. Yeah, you just gotta trust, trust the dice, trust the math. Play it smart and strategic. That's 4 points of damage on the first one. It's down. We've got Elgin. It's his turn now. He's gonna have advantage on his attack as well. The creatures are surprised. I think he's just gonna go for it. Oh, you know what? I don't know if it actually gives advantage. Ooh, that's something I'll have to look up later. For now, we're going to say yes. Yeah, if the creature's surprised, we're going to say yes, we have advantage. If not, we can fix that in future plays. But that's kind of one of the learning curves that you have to experience with solo play, is that like you're going to make mistakes and it's not the end of the world. Like a surprise round might just mean you get a free round, or it means that, the creatures don't know you're there, you get advantage. I don't know. Like, also, Shadowdark's not that, like, it's not that dependent on what the right answer is. There's a lot of leeway. The one thing that Kelsey Dion says don't mess with is light. So I think that it's flexible. So let's go with that. We're going to go with an advantage attack with Elgin on a spider, crushing into melee, swinging and smashing his massive sword. Yes, love to see it. But not a lot of damage. So let's see, how much damage did he do? 1 + 1. Okay, so he did 2 more damage on the one that's already injured. We're at 5 damage on that one. And now Renus. Renus could take another turn to do Holy Weapon and really just give himself... Oh, actually, that's he gets a +1 to his damage. So it's 6 damage. We could take another turn for Renus and... push him over the edge, which I think we're gonna do. Let's go with Holy Weapon for Renus as well. And it is a success. So next turn, Renus is going to be attacking with even more. We're at the top of the round, and we need to know who's going first. Is it going to be our team, or the red team will be the monsters? The monsters are going to go first, so we come into the room, we start messing stuff up, we hit a bunch of them, and they're ready to retaliate against our team. Now, there are some that are on the ground, there are some that are up and above, so how about we roll a die? How many of them are on the ground? 2 of them are on the ground, 1 of them is above, so 1 of them will be able to choose any target. 2 of them are going to have to deal with the melee. So let's start with our melee attacks first. Both of them are misses, even though I don't know who the target was. I should have rolled that ahead of time. And now the one on top, it has a choice. He can go for anybody that he wants. A 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he's going to go after Gina, and he's going to drop down, and a 2 is a miss. Nope, nope, nope. Top of the round, we're going back to our team. I think now is the time, more than ever, for us to eliminate some bad guys. We have a strong position, and I say we really lean into that. So we're gonna use this luck token to generate advantage for Annie. So she could potentially get a crit, or we really need to expose her backstab feature as much as we can. And so here we go. We're going to use that to generate advantage, which we do. We're going to roll 3d4. Hopefully we can eliminate number 2 now. All ones. 1, 1, 1. That was the worst possible roll you could get, but it is what it is. All right, next up we have Gina. She's going to shoot her crossbow. A 6 plus 3 is enough to shoot the wall, I guess. We have an advantaged roll for Zaphael. That is a hit, and we really need to get a second spider out of here. Sorry, they were both 3, so it doesn't matter. 3 damage on that spider. It is not enough to kill the spider. Oh man, we're in a lot of trouble here. All right, I say Elgin's going to go for that spider. 19 is a hit. And that is enough to kill that second spider. We are in we're in a very precarious situation right now. Things could go wrong for us, but Renus is fully buffed and he is going to engage with a spider. That is a solid blow. Now, we have a d8 of damage plus 1 because of his magic weapon. That's 5 damage on the next spider. Very cool. Okay, but we're going to the top of the round now. Okay, we are finally able to win the initiative. All right, let's go ahead and oh man, this is finally up first. We're gonna have Annie with the short sword. Okay, excellent. With the +2 to the short sword, that's a 14. That is enough to hit, and 4 damage on top of the 5 that was already on it. Not bad, but that spider is still up. We're gonna take a ranged bow attack, crossbow attack, sorry, from Gina. That is at +3 because of the talent that we just rolled. So natural 20 again. Gina already has a luck token, and according to the rules in Shadowdark, you can give your luck token to someone else. And so I'm gonna give it to Zaphael because a lot of spell check failures, and if that happens, then like we're just kind of a useless character. So excellent, that's awesome news. So we're gonna roll this damage one more time because it is a crit. 6 damage on top of the 9. That is enough to kill the third spider. We were going to be checking morale anyway, but we might just end up killing the spider before it has a chance to do anything. All right, it goes over to Zaphael, who has the magic missile. That's about it as far as like what's going to be useful. We have another success. That is a d4 damage on the last spider for 3 damage. Excellent. This combat has been just perfect for us. Elgin, I mean, I was kind of intimidated too, but here we are. Elgin, with the additional bonus from his magic sword. That is a hit. Not a lot of damage though. Let's flip over to Elgin real quick. Elgin would normally do a d8 plus 1, but it's a d8 plus 2, so we're going to do 3 damage to the last spider. And Renus, this is going to be a d8 plus 3, or a attack roll plus 3. 19 plus 3. Renus rushes forward with his holy sword, slicing into the spider, hacking off some legs as he swings. Let's see how much damage we can do. This is going to be a plus 1. 3 damage. All right, so the last spider has taken quite a bit of damage. It needs to roll a morale check. It might just abandon its nest. Needs a DC 15. It rolled a 2, and with that, the last spider crawls up into the parapets and the upper reaches of this like massive cavern and crawls into a crack and disappears and flees forever. Yeah. Now, we have got a lot of XP for those guys. It should be, I think, 6 XP. Since I don't think that's gonna actually level anybody up, we don't need to calculate it right now. We can do that off camera. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, I was a little disorganized. Yeah, we can just do that off camera. Nobody's gonna level up. So this room, let's check exactly what is inside room 10, because we know there were spiders and I'm pretty sure there's other things as well. Before we check that, I just realized that the torch ran out right at the end of that round. So I'm really glad that spider fled, because if not, he would have had advantage and we would have had disadvantage while we were struggling in the dark to light up a new torch. So we do that now. And so I'm going to erase a torch. They were hiding, they were nesting. We saw they were building their spider webs. The door was stuck, we knew that. There's a corpse. Oh, so this art here is the corpse of a miner, an excavator, with a backpack. and it had 3 torches inside with 4 spare expired rations. Okay, so we don't want the expired rations, but we do want the 3 torches, and we're gonna put those on Elgin because Elgin is our carrying mule. He can carry up to 16 items, and so we're just gonna put T's for torches. And let's see, it has a flask of oil, a pickaxe. Okay, we do need that pickaxe actually, because we wanted some of those crystals, and if we can find more that the trading merchants took, if we can find some more of those, that would be awesome. And a hefty coin purse with 100 silver. That's really great, because all we had so far is 10 silver, or 10 gold, and 600 silver pieces with a +1 sword. Oh, okay. So I did get a comment asking, you know, what is it that I'm writing off screen? So if you guys want to see, here are my crazy notes. Just, you know, a bunch of like scribbles and, you know, whichever angle my finger's at with the pencil. And then I use a time tracker. Here, I'm gonna make a bit of noise. And I also use this time tracker. So as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Every 10 turns, you have to burn a torch. Now this is different than the OSE rules. The OSE rules is 1 hour is 1 torch, but the game mechanics are different. If you've been watching that series, you know that like each of these blocks is something special. But with Shadowdark, I just need to make sure I'm tracking every round, so that way every 10 rounds I go through a torch, and that was my 10th round of combat. So during combat, so. All right, that's what's off screen. The mystery has been solved. You can find the that time tracker on OSC's website, Necrotic Gnomes. They have the free tools. But this is a very important detail, a +1 magic sword. This is awesome. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll up the name of this sword. We have blade, so let's just use that. 13 and 10, we have the Whispering Blade of Blood. Okay, yeah, the Whispering Blade of Blood. Now we know that it has, let's see, we don't know what its benefits and curses are, so do you guys want to see what that kind of stuff, how that works out? So the adventure we're doing is OSE, but we're converting it to Shadowdark. So let's convert the magic item over to Shadowdark as well. So we'll need to roll 2d6. Let's make sure we're doing this on screen. I don't know if you guys could actually see that. Let's do 2d6. Get rid of all those dice. 6 tells us that it has 1 benefit and 1 curse. Does this sword of blood, the Whispering Blade of Blood, have any virtues or flaws? 9 tells us that it doesn't. So we're going to flip over to the magic items, the weapons. Okay, we know that it's a +1 blade, but you know what? Let's just roll for it, because the game is saying it's a sword in OSE, but let's see what Shadowdark can generate for us. A 10 tells us it's a +2 blade. That's awesome. And it is made of 11. It's inlaid with gold. Oh, that's really cool. We have a weapon benefit. It's a D12, okay. The benefit is it does double damage to, oh, this is great. 4 is dragons. It has double damage. It's a dragon sword. This is so awesome. And the negative aspect, the curse that it has, is a 12. The weapon can possess you by winning a contested charisma check of +2. Oh no. Okay, so if it encounters a dragon, we're going to say this right now. If it encounters a dragon, it will attempt to attack and take over whoever I give this blade to. It's going to be Elgin, because Elgin already has sword mastery. So awesome, a +2 blade. This is so cool. So I'm going to write that into the inventory. I'm going to ditch this lame sword. We're going to change it to Blade of Blood. The Whispering Blade of Blood. Whisper Blade of Blood. +2. Oh man, this is epic. That gives my sword attack +6, and the damage is not just a D8 anymore. It is going to be a D8 +3. That is huge. I am so happy with that outcome, plus a ton of gold, and everything just went really well during the combat. We got a bonus luck token, but the adventure is not done because we've lit up a new torch. We've explored this space. But there are closed doors to the south. We could also head back in that tunnel. Let's let the dice act as an oracle for us so we can determine where do we want to go. We can go north with evens. Odd will be heading south. Okay, we're going to head back up north and descend down this narrow hallway here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's one turn on the torch. 1, 2, we get up to the door. On turn 2 of our new torch. And we're going to give it a listen with advantage to see what's on the other side. We don't know. We have no idea. So we're going to open it up and find out. We hit room number 12. We've entered into a massive chamber that has 2 levels. The western side is a little elevated, and there are the 2 doors on the north and the south. And then if you head east, it drops off because it's been dug out, and you drop down about 10 feet. There's this massive orb that's like halfway dug up from the ground, and there is another door in the back. It looks like it's metal. So our team is we're looking at all this stuff, and I think that it's going to take quite a bit for us to even fully check out this room. We got 1, 2, yeah, so heading over this way and then heading down and heading back, it's going to be 3 turns for us to discover everything. And so our torch is going to keep burning along. We're going to fully check out the space, light it up, and make sure there's no monsters. And then we do need to make a random monster check just to make sure that nothing is... Okay, we're good. There was no 1 there. Did you guys see that? Okay. And we're going to come back to this door over here because we don't want to leave anything open behind us as we're moving up into this last space. So we're going to come all the way around and then check it out. There's nothing in here that we can interact with really. So we're going to come over to this door and give it a listen. Natural 20. We have a luck token. Oh, my guys are getting all knocked around. We have a luck token for Annie, who has been an absolute superstar. Okay. Let's see what's in room 11. A ghoul. And it's transfixed by an orange glowing crystal. The accumulated light from the crystal is enough to dimly light the room. Okay, so we have the stats for the OSE ghoul here, but that is not the stats for the Shadowdark ghoul, and so we're going to look at that really quickly. We have gray-skinned, slavering undead with whipping tongues and flat reptilian faces. Oh, that is so creepy. I'm actually envisioning the Master from Buffy season 1 and 2. Oh, so cool. AC 11, so much easier than the spiders to hit. HP is 11. It has 1 attack at +2. It does a D6 plus the paralyze. We've had so many paralyzations. It is immune to morale checks, so that is something to consider. DC 12, con, or paralyze for 1d4 rounds, much like the spider, in that if it hits you, it does more damage, and you get paralyzed for so many rounds. But it's not hours, so that is one thing that is it's in our favor. So we open the door. it is currently hypnotized by the crystal. So I think that's going to give us a chance to see if we can actually surprise this guy. Whereas normally we wouldn't be able to. I think that since it's in the story that it's hypnotized, we're going to go ahead and make a surprise check, because we opened the door, and while we heard nothing, I think we can just, like, while he's like transfixed by the crystal, we can just attack it and destroy it. Let's see if who in our team can pull that off before it's too late. All right, here we go. Bunch of D20s. We need 12 on the die to succeed. This is not a D20, guys. Oh man, here we go. Okay, so we have 2 successes and a bunch of other failures. Elgin and Gina. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this round. Gina's gonna try to cast the spell Holy Weapon again. Oh wait, did she lose that? No. She did not. She was successful. Okay, so she's gonna use her turn for Holy Weapon. No! Now would be the time to use this luck token. If it's a natural 1, Gina would need to spend time, you know what? I think it's okay. There could be a quest here. Let's use that, actually. We'll keep this token here. To get Holy Weapon back, Gina's going to need to do some absolution. She's going to need to quest and figure out how to justify this and make amends with her god. That's a quest for us. That's something that we can use for an episode. So let's do that. She tries to cast the spell, and she feels the connection to Saint Taragnus has gone. Elgin, taking his new sword. 9 plus 6, I think, is his new attack modifier. Let's see. 9 plus 6 on the Whispering Blade of Blood. That is a hit on the Ghoul. For a D8 plus 3 damage, if we get an 8, we actually just one-shot the Ghoul. We do not. We do 6 damage to it, and we're going to go to initiative. The Ghoul is going to go first. Rawr. Right now, it's engaged with Elgin. It is going to attack. A 10 plus 2 is not enough to hit Elgin. He brings up his shield. Our team, we've got a successful hit from Annie, the little barbarian crazy maniac, for 1 point of damage with her shortbow from a distance. Then we've got crossbow attack. That is a plus 3. That is enough to hit. For 4 damage, we are exactly 11 damage, I think. Ooh, my math is a little off. Okay, yeah. Let's do one more attack just to make sure, because I might have miscounted that, actually. Oh, no. We've got a failed on the magic missile. We're getting down to the wire now. That is a hit from Elgin for 4 damage. Everybody's cleaving and cutting. The Ghoul is slashing but missing, and our team is able to destroy the Ghoul, get another XP, so that'll be a total of 7 more XP that I need to distribute, plus 3 because we had a massive treasure hoard with a magic item. And oh man, this has been an excellent episode. We are getting a little late in the time now. We're going to harvest one of those crystals. It's going to take a full torch to do that. So we're going to erase one of our torches off of our list. As we harvest one of these orange crystals that we came here for in the first place, even though Gilthanis, our jeweler, died, we are still here for that crystal. And so we're going to go ahead and color in this space. We're on a new torch. Just coloring it in just to show that we have been here, done that. And we're going to make our way up to this last room and call it for the adventure. The door is locked. It's got some kind of feature on here, but we need to read about it. So the door to this room is trapped. On the surface of the heavy metal door is the image of a tall human with 3 eyes. In front of them, it holds what appears to be a glowing rock. Oh. If an orange crystal, 1 pound or more, is exposed within 5 feet of the door, it will open automatically. Attempting to open the door physically will cause the trap to trigger. Creatures within 10 feet of the door must save versus spells or take 1d6 radiation damage. We have a couple of options here. How do we resolve this? Kelsey Dion, the author of Shadowdark, created an oracle for Shadowdark where you roll a d20. It's either no, yes, with a twist. I say we use this to determine, would my team be able to put this together? Would they figure it out, right? Like, do they understand that that crystal that they see in the picture is the crystal that they came to this mine for in the first place and that they harvested? Let's see. We're going to roll a d20. We have a 13. So we are able to figure it out. An odd number is with a but. So yes, we figure it out, but something. How about this? Okay. Yes, but. Yes, we understand that we need to open the door with the crystal, but we did not get enough of the crystal. Because it says it needs to be 1 pound or more, and we got a bunch of little pieces, and so we're going to go back to the crystal room that we just left. That's going to be another torch while we harvest an appropriate sized crystal. So the but is we figure it out, but we lose another one of our resources, and we have to make random monster checks. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, you know what? We didn't make random monster checks for our other crystals. Well, let's just keep the game going. No, no, no. Okay, so we spent another hour. We burned another one of our resources. We took a bunch more random monster checks, and now we have an appropriate size crystal to open the door with. We put the crystal in front of it, and ancient sealed metal doors blast open, sending forth a gust of dust and dirt from centuries long left abandoned. And inside we can find treasure. 900 silver pieces. We are going to finally be able to carouse. 900 silver. We're going to be able to upgrade our gear finally. 300 gold. 9 gems worth 100 each. Okay, so I'm starting to think maybe the gold translation it's a little off. And a potion of dragon control. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like that. Let's see how much. Let's see how much this gold actually translates to like a carouse, and then we can determine if it's going to be a broken system or not. But I think we've gotten quite a bit of gold off of this. I think it's okay because we did lose a lot of dudes in this dungeon. Let's just have some fun with it. So we found another massive treasure hoard. So that's going to be another 3 XP for sure. Because there was a magic item in there. There was a huge amount of treasure and gold. We have finally finished the Eastern Mine. And now I think we need to do a carouse. Because we have all of this treasure. We have all this stuff. We will be buying gear for my boys and ladies. And then we will, whatever is left, we're going to use for a carouse. Okay, we're going to use the 1,200 gold piece option. We're going to have a spirited fete lasting 10 days that attracts hordes of revelers and takes an entire town or a city district. We get to have at a +5 to our carouse. Let's go. Okay, so as we do this, we are going to be writing down details about each character. Don't want to miss any. So let's start with Annie. She's going to roll a d8, a purple d8 for Annie. And we'll add 5 to the total. Okay, so Annie gets a 9. By talent or trickery, you beat a rival crawler in a test of skill. 50% even says talent. Oh, she's a tricky barbarian. And so she gains a Rival crawler in a test. Okay. 5 XP and an NPC enemy. Evens is ally. Okay, so she tricks him and gets an ally. So that is so cool. Annie's gonna have an ally. All right, Gina with the orange D8. 2 plus 5, she gets a 7. She leads an entire tavern in a wildly insulting song about a disliked noble. Gain 4 XP and a famous bard ally. This bard could be how she finds her quest to renew her holy weapon. Next up on the team, we have Zaphael. Oh, terrible. A 6, the Thieves Guild bilked you for 5% of your total wealth. Oh, minus 5%. Ouch. Well, there was gold left over, so Zaphael will be losing that. That's not great, but she gets 3 XP and she's barred from a tavern. Okay. All right. And then we're going to have Elgin, who is going to be leveling up again, I'm pretty sure. Elgin with the blue D8. Here we go. 4 plus 5 for a total of 9. By talent or trickery, again, we're going to have 5 XP plus 5 XP. Now, even says it's talent. It is, and even though it's talent, let's say it's a arm wrestling contest, right? Elgin beats him fair and square, but he makes an enemy. And we can use that enemy in the adventure, in the adventures coming up. And then the last, we have Renus. Oh, come on, Renus. Yeah, and then again, it's going to be built for 5%. Very cool. Guys, I will level everybody up, and we're going to see how things go. I have had such an awesome time with this session. Please hit like if you liked it. I know that I ask a lot from you guys with all like sub and like, but it really does help grow the channel and expose these solo plays to more people, which in turn kind of builds the community and we get to make more friends. So another thing, guys, if you want, you can follow me on X. I'm always posting on there. You know, I can have some politically hot takes. I know that's not for everybody. If you're not really into the politics and the RPG hardcore behavior stuff, you don't have to follow me there, but we do have some pretty fun conversations. So if you want to engage with me, go ahead and do that as well. You can check out my Substack, which will be linked below. There's a lot going on. We're growing. We're going to hit 2,000 subs. We are on a mission. I hope you can join us. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.